The massacre in Atlanta, the demolishing in Atlanta, the historic, yeah, you see I got my voice back, the historic butt whooping that we put on the Atlanta Hawks. This was 5 years in the making, even though the majority, if not all of the people that was here in a New York Knickerbocker uniform weren't there in 2021, but it's 5 years in the making just to let Atlanta know that they're nowhere in our class. The final score was 140. That's right, 140 New York Knickerbockers, 89 Atlanta Hawks. A 51-point victory. A 51-point victory in a clinching game, in an elimination game, in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference first round period. First round series. Excuse me. Man, I had all intentions on trying to be calm and say, you know what? Me and Becca Shells expected to do it. No, we expected to win. But the domination, especially in the last 3 games, in games 4, 5, and 6, 2 of them which were in A-Town, to be exact. We switched up our offense on the run, on the fly. And when I say our offense is running like a well-oiled machine, it makes you wonder, why did they do this all season? But as I've explained in the past, I understand why they didn't do it all season. First of all, I'm not saying there was no need, but you have to keep wrinkles in the tuck for times like this. The new terminology, the hub, Karl-Anthony Towns playing out to the Karl-Anthony Towns hub. It's been magnificent. He has 2 triple-doubles in the last 3 games. He has what? He had 17 combined shots in 2 games. And I think what? He was 1 for 4. He had 4 shots in Game 6 with another triple-double. He got to the line. Like, you know, I was listening, and normally I was like, yo, this is New York. We don't do things like this. But I did hear it in Madison Square Garden one time, so it should be apropos for me to do it now. OG Anunoby, OG Anunoby, Karl-Anthony Towns, Karl-Anthony Towns, New York Knickerbockers, New York Knickerbockers. What can you say about OG Anunoby? 29 points in the clinching Game 6, 26 points in the first half. He's been dominating on the boards. I think he's been averaging 9 rebounds a game, averaging 21 points a game. Jalen Brunson, 17 points, 8 assists. None of the starters played in the fourth quarter. Tell you the truth, none of the starters even need to play in the third quarter. We was up by what? 48 points in the first half. We went on a 65-10 run in the first half. What up? What up? Like, we took the lead. I believe we took a 12 or 14-12 lead or 12-11 lead in the first quarter, and we never looked back. We went up 5-zip. They came back with a 9-zip run, and that was it. That was it. My apologies for ever letting the words emanate out my mouth, emanate out my spout, that C.J. McCollum was a potential Knick killer. It seemed like he ruled the day. He rules the day in which, when they asked him, were you going at Jalen Brunson? He's like, what it look like? Well, guess what? Did we put belt to ass in the last 3 games? Did we blow y'all out by double-digit points in the last 3 games? Did we have, I think it was a combined OG Anunoby. His plus minus for the series was plus 84. Think about that. His plus minus for the series was plus 84. We had a majority of the starting lineup that had plus minuses of plus 30 and above. I believe Deuce McBride only played a couple minutes because it was not needed. He only shot like 3 times in game 6. It wasn't needed. We had garbage time galore. We turned State Farm Center, State Farm Arena into MSG South. It was a masterpiece. It was magnifique. Original rules. Original rules. Original rules are in effect. Josh Hart. Let's go, Josh Hart. Even Mikal Bridges got off. Mikal Bridges dropped like 24, I think, which is like matches his total for the whole series. Maybe, just maybe, this was able to give him enough confidence going forward. He was pulling, doing pull-up threes. Like, when Mikal Bridges is dropping and doing that stupid-looking thing that he does, you know, it's a day of history, of historic proportions. Now, guess what? I believe we're the first team in the Eastern Conference that actually clinched their first round series. We're sitting pretty. For all the doubters out there, for all the Knicks haters out there, both in the public, both in the media sphere, both on the content creators, niche, however you want to pronounce it. I want to hear all the excuses that y'all gonna have now in the next couple of days, while we sit and we have the opportunity, while we have the advantage to look over all these teams playing for their playoff lives, and we're just collecting valuable info on how we're going to infiltrate their defense, how we're going to dominate their defense, how we're going to put them on skates, how we're going to put them on the defensive, how we're going to put their backs against the wall. I want to hear all the excuses. I want all the smoke. All the smoke. All the smoke. All the smoke. I'm interested because I refrain from watching ESPN. I don't really watch Fox Sports. I get my news where I get it from. I get my reaction from where I get it from. But I'm very interested to see and listen to the Craig Cartons out there, to the Tiki Barbers out there, to the Peter Rosenbergs out there. What the excuse is going to be? Did the Boston Celtics not have a 3-1 lead against the 76ers, the Philadelphia 76ers, and now they're prepping for a Game 7 with a less than 100%, tell you the truth, less than 70%, Joel Embiid dominating and having his will against the Boston Celtics? What's the problem? What's the problem? They got Jason Tatum back, right? All's well for the world, right? They're the team to beat in the East, right? I want to know, what is the excuse now? Just the fact that they're going to a Game 7 is inexcusable. I mean, y'all, people was talking about that it was inexcusable that the Knicks went to Game 6. That the Knicks was down 2-1. Like, we don't have a history of tricking off games. We lost those 2 games by a combined 2 points. And I think that put a fire up under the collective rears of the New York Knickerbockers to say, you know what? What are we doing? What are we doing? We can't play without food like Morris the Cat. We can't play with our food like Heathcliff. We can't play with our food like Garfield. We can't play with our food like Goofy. We can't be on some Goofy crap stuff. I was trying not to curse, and it got... Anyway. We can't be that. We got to put foot to throat. We got to put B to A. And that's what we did. What's the excuse with Detroit? Detroit, the number 1 seed, right? Detroit beat us all season, right? Detroit dominated us all season, right? Oh my God. We worried about Detroit. Detroit might not even get past the first round. Detroit might be bumped by 8 seed that pretty much gave up and was on the verge of not even making the playoffs and the play-in. And they're down 3-2. I want to hear, oh, the inexperience. Oh, well, Cade dropped 45 just to stave off elimination. So Cade is nice and healthy. Don't want to hear that. Don't want to hear that. Do not want to hear that. I want the smoke. I want the smoke. What about Cleveland? Cleveland and Toronto. When Cleveland was up 2-0, it was all about, oh my God, this offense is going to be unstoppable. They got optimum James Harden just picking apart the opposing defense. You got Donovan Mitchell just being able to freestyle and be free of the ball handling skills and da-da-da. He's James Harden is emboldened Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley to be their best selves. Well, guess what? They're in the dogfight, right? What's the excuse? What's the excuse? I want to know. I want to know. You want to know why? Because I want the smoke. I want the smoke. I'm not even going to talk about the Western Conference when LeBron is on the verge of coughing up a 3-0 lead, but the Western Conference means nothing to us until we get to our destination, until we get to our destiny, until we get to our finals series, our fate. The fate is in the hands of the New York Knicks. The fate is in the hand. Before I get off track, because I'm going to wrap this up soon, but I've told you I'm a man of respect. I'm a man cut from a different cloth. I'm a man from a different ilk. So when I'm wrong, or when I have to make amendments to previously stated comments, I do so. Karl-Anthony Towns has been tremendous. Matter of fact, no buts. He's been tremendous. He has imposed his will on the result of the game without necessarily having to shoot 20 shots a game. Because literally the ball is in his hands, and that's emboldened him to play demon-like defense. He's distributing the ball. He's our point center. He's on his Jokic. And he's always a threat from all parts of the court. And he's embraced this. And I would give credit where credit is due to Jalen Brunson for allowing this change to be implemented to give them the best of both worlds and to get the best out of their players. By having Karl-Anthony Towns dictating the offense that has actually unleashed OG and is taking the pressure off Brunson to do all the time, every time, all game. And it's been magnificent. And it allows those three to be the three-headed monster that we need them to be. Going against Boston, who do they have? If we continue this unselfish style of play, who do they have that can stop Cat from imposing his will on the game. Orlando, if Orlando gets there, even though they've given us tough games, our skill will come across in victory. Detroit, just like Detroit had a stick up there behind coming into the season, and that's why they played every game against us with an amount of hate, with an amount of vitriol that allowed them to dominate us in the regular season. Guess what? That just put the onus on us to let everybody know that the regular season is the regular season, the playoffs is the playoffs, different animal. And if we go against Detroit, that'll be in the Eastern Conference Final. And do you really think we're going to allow Detroit to stop our destiny from getting into the NBA Finals? But round by round by round, take it one round at a time. Our dominance has allowed us to lick our wounds, if there's any wounds, to get some rest, to really pound in any other wrinkles that possibly will be unveiled with these extra couple days of rest or these extra couple days of preparation. This is the best case scenario. The best case scenario was, of course, winning, being pushed to a point that we're not entering the next round overconfident, and being pushed to a point in which we have to find out what this team is made of, what our coaching staff is made of, and from my point of view, what our fan base is made of. But that's not really a question, because once a Knicks fan, always a Knicks fan. Just like once a Knicks, always a Knicks, once a Knicks fan, always a Knicks fan. I know you're going to hear all the stories about how we don't know how to act after a first round series win and blah, 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 and how people are climbing on Penn Station like Spider-Man and all that stuff. Listen, all I'm saying is this. Just imagine how chaotic Gotham City would be if we get to the finals. Not only that, just imagine how chaotic Gotham City would be if we finally, after 53 years, hoist up the Larry O'Brien trophy, preferably in MSG. Shoot, you thought streets were being renamed last year. You have no idea. And when I say no idea, you have no idea. So, yeah, that's it. I just want to bask in my glory. Bask in the glory of the New York Knickerbockers. OG Anunoby, Karl-Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, and Mikal Bridges. Mitch Robinson, Big Mitch Robinson. Yeah. Who else am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anybody else. So, before I lose my voice again, I'm going to get out of here. I will bid y'all adieu. I will bid y'all au revoir until the day after the next Knicks victory or the next defeat. Pretty much the next game. Goodbye.